Ma'am, do you need an interpreter? We?
Yes.
Okay. All right, I'm told we have the interpreter on.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Have you been previously sworn?
No, I have not.
You raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that you will faithfully translate from English to Creole and Creole to English to the best of your ability?
Yes.
I do.
All right. Sir, the first thing I need to do is if you could please ask the witness who's in the witness box to raise her right hand and face me.
Témoin, s'il vous plaît, levez bras, main droite et puis fait face à juge.
Not you. Not you. Do you swear or affirm everything you say today shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Est-ce qu'on jure et affirme que tout ce dit aujourd'hui, c'est la vérité que la pied et rien que la vérité?
Oui.
Yes.
All right. If you could get closer to the mic when you speak, please.
Sous les cas font-ils avancer, puis pour le micro, s'il vous plaît, leur parler.
Would you please state your name for the record?
Est-ce que tu as dit non pour dossier?
Moi, pas attendez bien.
Nous voulons pour dire non qui j'en relais pour dossier.
C'est mes gens.
Chemise Jean.
And Ms. John, what's your relationship to Mr. Lewis?
Mes Jean, qui relation avec Monsieur Louis?
Mari, moi.
My husband.
Okay. Do you live together?
Nous habitons ensemble?
Oui.
Yes.
And are you here today to tell me that you wish to have contact with your husband or you do not wish to have contact with your husband?
Et pour qui sort là aujourd'hui, vous venez pour dire que vous voulez avoir contact avec Mario ou bien ou pas voulez avoir contact avec Mario?
Moi, pas vle gen contact avec elle parce que li bam calotte.
I don't want to have any contact with him because he slapped me.
Okay. I thank you for coming today.
Merci pour venir devenir aujourd'hui.
Sir, you do qualify for pretrial release.
Does he need an interpreter too?
Yes.
Monsieur, ou qualifié pour nous capables blago avant que maintenant.
That means you do not have to post a bond, but you have to follow their rules.
Ça veut dire que ou pas gain pour bailler l'argent comme bon, mais il faut suivre règlement yo.
One of the rules is going to be that you have no contact whatsoever with your wife.
Un règlement yo, c'est que nous pas avons aucun contact.
You must maintain a separate residence. You may return to the home one time with law enforcement escort to retrieve personal belongings.
Ça veut dire ou pas, c'est pour chercher l'autre côté pour être. Ou bien doit retourner dans le là une grande fois avec la police pour aller chercher à fort.
And if DCF is involved, you must abide by any rules that they impose for you to follow as well.
Et si DCF la donne tout, si vous avez une loi que vous avez, c'est pour ça que là, c'est pour faire le tout.
OK. Je pose une question.
I could not hear him, I'm sorry. M'bata do frère.
Can you repeat what you said, sir?
Est-ce que je pose
Vous voulez répéter ça, déjà, monsieur? Répétez ça, déjà, s'il vous plaît.
Est-ce que je pose une question?
Can I ask a question?
You may.
OK.
Oui, vous capable.
Madame là a un problème sujet. Et comment elle va vivre avec des petits moun nan kay?
The lady has a problem, and what I'm referring to is how is she going to be able to live with the two kids in the house by herself?
She has a like a epilepsy problem.
She has a problem with epilepsy.
how she gonna live with those 2 kids in the house?
Sir, that's something that will have to be addressed by Ms. Jean.
Okay?
Moi, capable de poser une question pour me répondre à ça, le dire?
Attends un moment. Ça, c'est Madame Jean qui a bien pour gérer ça. Can I ask a question regarding what he said?
Yes?
Moi, pas de problème pour que lui vive avec moi, non. Moi-même, tout pays la parle avec la banque, mois décembre 2021, elle te bat, moi, me les police pour lui, moi, pas d'accord, pour te prendre présentation bouquet fleur, me te quitter ça. Il toujours foncé sur moi. Vendredi, elle bat mon calotte, elle promet moi, si m'bal prison, la tuer. Et parce qu'elle fait menace la tuer, moi, s'il pas dit la tuer, pas de problème pour me vivre côté avec elle. Il dit la tuer, et dit si elle vient dans calato, il pas de devoir pour le vivre avec pendant pour mettre la tuer. Et il dit que moi, les responsable tout dans la vie pour la vie sous compte, tout ça crivé.
Wait, arrêtez. Okay.
I would not have a problem with him living in the house, but here's what happened.
No. No, ma'am, I don't want to have a recitation of the facts.
Madame, moi pas vle une récitation de faits.
Moi pas attendre de dire tout
Ma'am.
non, c'est mon nom. Moi pas attendre de dire tout.
Madame, moi pas vle qu'on récite tout ça que fait. Pas besoin d'entendre.
Mais c'est parce qu'elle promet me la tuer.
Ma'am, I'm
promise you he'd kill me.
I'm releasing him under the pretrial release program. He cannot return home. I am appointing the public defender to assist his case. If you need to address some of these issues, you need to talk with your attorney about filing a motion with the judge on the case. We are not addressing all of this today.
Nous pas adresser tout ça va parler aujourd'hui. Moi mettez une loi pour monsieur pas retourner dans cas là et m'a pointé pour du tout un avocat pour aider défendre. Il y a n'importe qui bagaille ou voulez dire aller avec avocat pas.
All right. Thank you for appearing today.
Merci pour présenter aujourd'hui.
Good luck to you, sir.
Bonne chance à vous-même, monsieur.
Contact separate residents.
On pas attendre bien dit tout.
I'm not hearing well. I didn't hear well.
Come.
What was it?
It's all right. Thank you, sir. I believe that's the only case we have.
Okay, thank you for using our services.
All right, is this Mr. Holmes?
Yes, sir.
All right, and I'm addressing his failure to appear in 21 CF 2351, correct? Okay, and I believe, oh, shoot, I have my notes. I think he doesn't have a bond on this, right? I don't think he does.
No.
And I'm staying that at no bond. So, sir, you have a failure to appear for an Orange County case, and it came in on a warrant without a bond. I'm leaving it. You'll have to seek relief from the judge on that case. You also are being held for warrants out of Polk and Hillsborough County. So you'll have to get your attorneys to address your release.
Yes, sir.
All right. Does this one have a case number?
I thought it was 2 batteries.
Ryan Clark.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Clark, I don't have the case number on this, but you do qualify for the, oh, we have a victim, okay. Could you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm everything you say today should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, can you state your name for the record, please?
Jessica Clark.
All right, and what's your relationship to Mr. Clark?
I'm his wife.
And do you currently live together?
We do.
All right, are you here today to tell me that you wish to have contact with your husband, or you do not wish to have contact?
I do wish to have contact.
So you're asking me to allow him to return to the home?
Correct.
Are you not in fear of this person?
No, not at this point.
Okay, not at this point because we're here in jail and there's a wall between you, and when he gets home, you're going to be in fear?
No, what happened is not typical behavior for him. We've been together for 10 years. This has never happened.
All right. If I were to allow him to return to the home, it would be under a non-hostile contact order, and that means that if he were to act out in any way, verbally or otherwise, and you call law enforcement, he will be brought back to jail with no questions asked. Nobody will ask his side of the story. Because while the case is pending, he's under the jurisdiction of the court, and you're not subject to the due process protections of the Fourth Amendment while you're on release. Are you here today to tell me under oath that should you find it necessary to make that phone call, you will?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, sir, you do qualify for the pretrial release program, and what that means is you don't have to post a bond, but you have to follow their rules. One of the rules that I'm imposing is that you may return to your residence as long as there is no hostile contact with your wife. And I trust you heard me explain what that was a second ago.
Sir.
And so it doesn't even have to be physical. If she is put in fear for any reason whatsoever and she picks up the phone, you're coming right back. Nobody's going to ask you what happened.
Understood.
All right. I'm also going to appoint the public defender to assist you in this case. Good luck to you. Thank you for appearing. Mr. Ward, or Joseph, I'm sorry. Lee Ward Joseph. Your last name Joseph? Okay. Do we have any witnesses? I don't see any. Sir, I am going to grant you a $3,500 bond in this case. If you post that bond, you must have no contact whatsoever with any victim. You must maintain a separate residence. You may return one time with law enforcement escorting you to retrieve any personal belongings you need. While this case is pending, you will not possess any weapons or firearms, and I am appointing the public defender to assist you in this case. Good luck to you.
Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm. Waiving?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. I'm going to grant him a $500 bond on count one, a $5,000 bond on count two, because it was against the same victim. Or, no, I'm sorry. The victim lives in the house where he was. It's the child, as I recall.
Yes.
If he does post those bonds, he's to maintain separate residence. It seems like they live across the street. One address was odd, one was even, and they were very close. So it makes me think one's on one side of the street and one's on the other. That's not very tenable.
27 and 22.
But for what it's worth, maintain separate residence. There's no reason for any return. Have to follow DCF's rules. I am going to revoke his bond on 2022 CF 1384AO. Yeah, no contact, separate residence. All right. Mernie?
The bond that
Mernie? Is that how you say your last name? Mernie? Okay. Sir, can you raise your right hand? You swear or affirm everything you say today should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
You can put your hand down. Please state your name for the record.
Jonathan Caldwell.
Aldwell. And what's your relationship to Miss
I'm her husband.
Okay. And Are you the victim in this case?
Yes.
All right. Are you here today to tell me that you wish to have contact with your wife or not?
Yes.
So you wish to have her return to the residence?
Yes, sir.
All right. Are you in fear of this person?
No, sir.
No?
No, sir.
Okay. If I do allow her to return, it would be under a no hostile contact order, which means if she were to act out in any way and you call law enforcement, she would be brought back to jail with no questions asked because she's under the jurisdiction of the court. Are you here today to tell me that if you need to, you will make that phone call?
Absolutely.
All right. Ma'am, I'm going to grant you a bond of $3,500 in this case. I will allow you to return home under a non-hostile contact order, and as I just explained to your husband, that means if he were to call law enforcement for any reason, you would be brought back to jail and no one's going to ask your side. You understand? Okay. Also, while this case is pending, you will possess no weapons and no firearms. And I am appointing the public defender to assist you. Good luck to you. Thank you for appearing today, sir.
And Your Honor, on the previous defendant, when you revoked the bond, are you setting it as the no bond?
I'm sorry.
When you revoked that previous defendant's bond, you're setting it
Yes.
at no bond? Okay.
No bond. I didn't know you were speaking to me down there. I thought I was looking around. Mills? Yes. All right. No witnesses. Okay. Ms. Mills, I am going to grant you a $1,000 bond on count 1, a $500 bond on count 2. If you post those bonds, you'll have no contact with the victims in this case. You must maintain separate residence. I don't believe there was any need to return, because I don't think you live together anyway. Okay, so there's no reason to return. So no contact. I will appoint the public defender to assist you in this case. Good luck to you. Oh, this is the one.
The Bergbat is a PBO.
Is it?
Yes.
Because it said must be set by, on my, okay. All right. Granted, my cheat sheet is old. But I'd imagine it would be. All right. Sir, Olabarrita, was I close?
Yes, sir.
All right. So, sir, in this case, count 1 is punishable by life, and that means that under the laws of the state of Florida, you're not entitled to a bond on that. So I'm not.
Life, burglary?
Yes. So I'm not, therefore, I'm not going to grant you a bond. I am appointing the public defender to assist you, and you will have to, through your attorney, seek release from that, on that count, from the judge on your case, all right? I will grant you a bond of $500 on count 2, which is the domestic violence battery. If you are released, you are to have no contact whatsoever. You must maintain separate residence. I don't believe, my note was there was no reason to return.
Yes, they would ask for no return. He hasn't lived there in over 2 months.
Yeah, so there is no reason to return. So maintain separate residence, no contact with the victim, and as I said, you'll have to seek release under count 1 from the judge on that case.
Your
All
Honor,
right?
they would also ask for no weapons, firearms, or ammunition.
Okay, yeah. Also, while this case is pending, you will possess no weapons, no firearms, or ammunition. Isn't ammunition sort of encompassed within firearms, or weapons?
I think
firearms?
on the form, it says weapons, firearms, or ammunition.
Because if you have the ammunition but you don't have the firearm.
I believe he is a convicted felon, though, so he's not allowed to have it anyway.
All right, Mr. Rodriguez, and we do have a witness in this case. What was the reason he didn't qualify? Well, while they're looking at that, up, can you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm everything you say today should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
All right, you can put your hand down. Can you please state your name for the record?
Gonzalez,
And what's your relationship to Mr. Rodriguez?
girlfriend.
Sorry?
Girlfriend?
Okay, do you live together?
Yes, we do.
And are you the victim in this case?
Yes, sir.
Are you here today to tell me that you wish to have contact with Mr. Rodriguez, or you do not?
We need contact.
You need
Yes.
contact.
Yes.
Well, there's ways of having contact without him returning to the home.
No, I need him to return home.
Okay, you're not in fear of this person?
No, sir.
All right, if I do allow him, I suppose you've heard me say this a number of times today, but just so there's a clear record, if I do allow him to return home, it would be under a non-hostile contact order. So if he were to act out in any way, doesn't have to be physical, were to act out in any way, and you were to call law enforcement, while this case is pending, he would be brought back to jail with no questions asked. You understand?
Yes, sir.
And are you here today under oath to tell me that if necessary, you will make that phone call?
Sure. Sure will.
I am kind of curious if he's receiving any treatment through the VA.
You're asking me if he is
He's a
receiving?
combat veteran, yes?
He is. He is.
Has he had any diagnoses?
From what I do know, he has PTSD.
And is he receiving treatment?
We just moved to Orlando, and he has an appointment today. So he was scheduled to receive treatment. If I could just say a little something, he's never acted out like this.
It's okay.
But he was supposed to go today, coincidentally.
Well, and
He doesn't qualify per the charge, the ag battery.
I'd almost rather he be on PTR because then there's some sort of monitoring, you know? How much of a bond can you afford?
We just moved, so I don't have that much money, but we need him home. I've never been in fear of my life. It's just that night, I guess he drank a little too much. Nothing happened towards me. It was just all of the items in the home, the glass, everything being broken.
I understand.
But he didn't touch me. So I don't know.
He was certainly being violent. Well, I had intended, because of the charge, doing 3,500, but
State has no objection, given that he has.
yeah, I would like him to
basically
seek,
history.
I would like him to seek, my guess is that there's a diagnosis, he's a combat veteran. And I would really prefer that he get down to the VA, hopefully somebody can see him, they might be able to help. So,
Like I said, we just set everything up with the Orlando VA, so
Okay.
he should be,
all right.
obviously, if you guys could recommend that, I'm sure.
All right, well, I'll tell you what, I'll grant him a $1,000 bond on count 1.
Okay.
I'll ROR him on count 2. I will allow him to return home under a non-hostile contact order, and sir, that means that if you act out in any way, it doesn't have to be physical, okay? Even if you raise your voice to your girlfriend and she calls law enforcement, you will be brought back to jail with no questions asked, because as long as this case is pending, you're under the jurisdiction of the court. So there's no probable cause needed other than her phone call. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, was DCF called?
No.
Yes, DCF was contacted, and state would ask for no alcohol.
Oh, I didn't get that notice.
Okay. Well, if DCF provides any sort of parenting plan or imposes any rules, you have to follow their rules as well. And while this case is pending, you're not to consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. Understood?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and I'm appointing the public defender to assist you. Good luck to you. Thank you for appearing today.
Thank you.
Judge, can you please hit the button so I believe she closed the door?
Where is it again? Is it this one? Nope. Is it? Dang it. Where's the button? And there's nothing here. There's a little white box. There's no button there. It's right here. See this? But where's the button? There's another box in here, a gray box, but that's just an electrical box. Oh, wait, I got it.
Thank you.
Found it.
Oh, don't let that close.
Whew. All right. Are you Mr. Sears? Yes, sir. All right, Mr. Sears. You were picked up on a warrant, and the warrant came in at 0 bond. Right, that's my note. And so you'll have to seek release from the judge on that case.
No, Your Honor, I believe he's entitled to a bond.
It is a warrant for the
Wasn't
bat
a warrant?
strangulation and the bat DV, so he is entitled to a bond.
Because it's domestic violence, it comes in at no bond.
Came in at none.
No. I thought the judge signed there was an affidavit. Is this a probable cause arrest?
It's a probable cause warrant. Probably says no bond to be set at IA, if I had to guess.
Oh, you're right. Okay. All right. So on count 1, I'll grant you a bond of $3,500. Count 2 is $500. Count 3 is $500.
That was the cocaine, the separate case?
It's a separate case.
Is that a separate case?
Yes.
I love coming out here. So, all right, so on the possession of cocaine, I'll grant you a bond of $1,500. In the other case, it's $3,500 and $500. If you do post those bonds, you're to have no contact whatsoever with any victim. You must maintain a separate residence, may return with do you live?
No, sir, I moved in with my mom.
Okay, well, is there any reason for you to need to return to the residence?
No reason at all.
Okay, then you don't need to return. So maintain separate residence, no contact. And you're to possess or consume no alcohol or illegal drugs while you're out on this case. I am going to revoke your release in cases 2022 MM168AE and 2022 CF8557AO, since it
Your
does
Honor,
appear that they are sufficiently related.
I would ask that you take no action. He was arrested back July 22nd, and to date, no information has been filed.
Well, they haven't filed on either?
Nope, he was, both happened
All
around the same
right,
time.
all right. Even though they're still possessions, but they haven't been filed on, then I'll take no action. All right, good luck to you.
You can bond.
No weapons, no firearms. Was there? Well, anyway, yeah, it's fine. Okay. Ms. Brody?
Yes, sir.
All right, Ms. Brody, you qualify for release on the pretrial release program. You don't have to post a bond, you just have to follow their rules. Once you're released, you're to have no contact whatsoever with any victim in this case. Maintain a separate residence. My note was that there's no need to return. All right, good luck to you.
I'm sorry, so I don't understand what you just said.
You're going to be released under the pretrial release program. You have to stay in contact with them. They'll give you the information of when you need to check in and who to do that with, et cetera. And you just have to, you don't have to post a bond, okay? You're going to be released under that program, which doesn't require you to post anything. But once you get out, you can't have any contact with any victim in this case. And you have to make sure you live somewhere else. My understanding was that you already live somewhere else.
Yes, sir.
So that shouldn't be a problem.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Mr. Chichester? All right. All right, don't see any victims. What was Ms. Fleming, what was or Ms. George, wasn't there a program somehow to contact transient? Either, I think the PD's office had it, is there? Because, sir, you currently are homeless, correct?
Yes, I was planning on going to a program Tuesday, but circumstances have me here.
Well, my concern is contact. Do you have a phone?
I have no phone, sir. My friends, I've been staying at my friend's house the past couple of days, and he has a phone. He lives in on Lafayette Street in Winter Garden.
Okay. All right. My concern, sir, is I am going to appoint the public defender to assist you in this case, but you need to make sure that they have a way to contact you.
Okay.
And you have a way to contact them, because you got to stay in touch with your lawyer.
Yeah, yes.
Okay? I'm going to grant you a $500 bond on the case. You're to have no contact with the victim, and you must maintain a separate residence, so you can live with your friend, but you can't live with your girlfriend.
Okay, sir, I won't be able to postpone.
Well, you can speak with your attorney about trying to modify those conditions. All right, good luck to you.
See if you qualify for that program.
Mr. Ellington?
Morning.
All right, Mr. Ellington, you do qualify for the pretrial release program, therefore you don't have to post a bond, you just have to follow their rules. Once you're released, you're to have no contact whatsoever, and make sure you maintain a separate residence. My understanding is that you already live elsewhere, so that shouldn't be an issue. Stay in touch with the pretrial release program and get in touch with your lawyer. I'm appointing the public defender to assist you in this case. Good luck to you.
Okay, so I can't bond out?
You don't need to post a bond. You're going to be released on the pretrial release program. Mr. McDonald?
Yes, sir.
You also qualify for the pretrial release program. Got to be honest with you, I'm not very crazy about when I see a violation of domestic injunction. That's all right, you don't need to say anything.
Yeah, Your Honor, usually state objects to PTR when there's a violation of injunction.
Now, the thing about PTR then is at least he's sort of being supervised or monitored. I think it's better than just a cash bond in that case.
Understood. My only argument is he's already not followed court orders once, and PTR is another court order.
I know, that's why I don't like it.
Concerned regarding his ability to comply with PTR, given he's not complied with other court orders.
I think that would benefit, because if he doesn't comply, they will bring him back here and he be held at no.
Yeah, I appreciate your position, Ms. Fleming, and I get it. But since he does qualify, I'm going to release him on PTR. But sir, just so we're clear, you can't have any contact with, I mean, you were already under an order not to have any contact, and you didn't care. So let's make sure there's no misunderstanding. You can't have any contact with this person. You can't call them, you can't text them, you can't have somebody else get in touch with them, you can't be near them. You have to make sure you live somewhere else. My note was to allow a one-time return with law enforcement. So apparently they do live together. All right. So you cannot go back to the house other than one time if you have a sheriff's deputy escorting you, and that's only to retrieve whatever you need to live, your clothes, etc. All right. I am appointing the public defender to assist you. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Maintain separate residence.
Yes, maintain separate residence, return one time with law enforcement. All right, Mr. Morales Cabrera. Sir, I'm going to grant you a $500 bond in this charge. If If you do post that bond, you must maintain a separate residence from any victim. You have no contact whatsoever. You may return to the home one time with law enforcement escorting you to retrieve personal belongings. Good luck to
DCF was
you.
also contacted, Your Honor.
Sorry?
DCF.
Oh, was there a child?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, so DCF, if the Department of Children and Family Services is involved in this case, you must follow whatever rules they impose as well. All right? All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Mr. Silva? All right, no witnesses. All right, Mr. Silva, you do qualify for release under the pretrial release program. You don't have to post a bond, you have to follow their rules. Once you're released, you're to have no contact whatsoever with the victim in this case. You have to maintain a separate residence. You cannot go home. You may return one time with law enforcement escorting you to retrieve personal belongings that you may need. I'm also appointing the public defender to assist you in this case. So I would get in touch with the lawyer as soon as you can. Good luck to you. All right, Ms. Tenorio Guzman? All right, we have a witness. Sir, would you raise your right hand? You swear affirm everything you say today should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yeah, I lost my voice last night, sorry, but yeah.
Okay, put your hand down. Can you tell me your name?
Esteban, Esteban Morales.
Okay, and what's your relationship to Ms. Tenorio Guzman?
Boyfriend.
All right. Are you the victim in this case?
Yeah, but I didn't even call the cops or any of this.
Sir, it's okay.
Yes, I don't even really feel like a victim.
Is it yes or no?
Yeah, sorry.
All right. And are you here today to tell me that you wish to have contact with your girlfriend, or you do not?
Yes.
You wish that she return to the residence?
Yes.
If I do allow her to return, it would be under no hostile contact order, meaning if you were to pick up the phone, call 911, and they showed up, she's going to be brought back to jail. No one's going to ask her side. And are you willing to do that if necessary?
Yes.
All right. All right. So, ma'am, you do qualify for release under the pretrial release program. You do not have to post a bond. You have to follow their rules. I will allow you to be released under a non-hostile contact order. And that means what I just said. You cannot have any hostile contact whatsoever, not verbally, physically, or otherwise. If law enforcement is notified or called, you will be brought back to jail. No one's going to ask your side of the story because you're under the jurisdiction of the court while the case is pending. Do you understand all that? All right. I am also appointing the public defender to assist you in your case. Good luck to you. Thank you for appearing today. Mr. Trinidad, is that it for witnesses, by the way?
It appears so, Your Honor.
All right, so Mr. Trinidad, you qualify for release on the pretrial release program. I am going to release you under their supervision. You don't have to post a bond, you have to follow their rules. If you, once you are released, you're to have no contact whatsoever with any victim. You cannot go home, you must maintain a separate residence, okay? You may return one time as long as you have a law enforcement officer escorting you to retrieve any personal belongings you may need, but you cannot talk to, text, or have any contact in any way with any victim. You understand? All right. Good luck to you. Ms. Walker? Yes, sir. All right, Ms. Walker, I'm granting you a $500 bond in this case. If you post that bond, you may have no contact whatsoever with any victim in the case. You must maintain a separate residence. Cannot go back to the house. You may return one time with law enforcement escorting you to retrieve any personal belongings that you may need. and I am appointing the public defender to assist you in this case. Good luck to you. The bond was 500. All right, Ms. Gresham. All right, Ms. Gresham, you got picked up on an out-of-county warrant,
Yes.
came in with no bond. You'll have to seek release from the judge on that case. Okay? All right. Good luck to you. I don't think I can. Can I?
Sorry?
Do I point the PDs for out-of-counties? I didn't think so. All right. All right, so this is Mr. James. He has a $4,000 bond on the out-of-county. I'm going to stay it at that amount, sir. You have a $4,000 bond on your warrant?
State would request no action on the add-on bond, as we don't know temporally which one happened first.
Oh, okay. I was gonna, all right, I'll take no action on the Orange County case. All right, sir, you have a $4,000 bond. You can post that bond, or you can seek modification from the judge on the case.
I have a question. Will I be able to bond out from this jail and go and get released?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Rodriguez? You are Rodriguez? Oh, medical. Are we waiving?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. This one, it said 1,500 on, but it didn't specify. I'm assuming that was just for all counts.
Yes, it's a blanket bond.
Okay. So I'll stay it at 1,500. Bonilla? All right, Bonilla.
Yes, sir.
Okay, the warrant was a zero bond. I'm assuming it was for everything, or is it, what am I addressing here today? The VOP?
There are
The
two
new law
cases.
and the VOP.
Okay. So the new law, is that the one that came in on the warrant?
It's a PC affidavit.
Oh, it is.
Burglary, yeah.
All right, so I'll give him 3,500 on the burglary. I'll give him 100 on the resisting, 100 on the criminal mischief. And then the VOP, I'm not granting a bond. You'll have to seek release on the violation of probation from the judge on that case.
And Your Honor, state would ask for no return to scrap systems.
And if you are released on the new case, you may not return to scrap systems. Okay? All right, good luck to you.
You said I'm released on a new case?
You have bonds on the new case. If you post them, you may be released. If you are, you're not to return to scrap systems. On your violation of probation, which is case number 22 CF 1919AO, I'm not granting you a bond. You're not entitled to a bond on VOP. What you have to do, I am appointing the public defender to assist you, so you have to talk to your lawyer about filing a motion with that judge to be released on the VOP case. Okay? All right. All right, Mr. Jones, same thing, right? I got it. Well, it came in with 100,000 on count one on the new case, 100,000 on count two, 1,000 on count three. I'll grant him $100 on the fleeing and eluding count four. The violation of probation, I'm not granting a bond.
And Your Honor, if he's already set at 100,000 on count one, I would ask that you consider reducing count two.
Kind of makes sense, Ms. Fleming. I mean, typically, the lead charge, you do the schedule, and then, George, what are you seeking on count two?
I would ask for a $2,000 bond, Your Honor.
Your Honor, state would ask that you half it. He does have a recent failure to appear and a recent conviction also for fleeing and attempting to elude.
What's his criminal, let me take a look at his criminal
He's
history.
currently on probation for resisting.
For resisting?
I believe that's what
Well,
the term is for.
so his possession of Prazolam. I don't see that he has any prior trafficking. Right?
I see standard possessions.
Yeah, that's, all right. I'll reduce count 2 to 10,000. So 100,000, 10,000, 1,000, and 100. So, and another condition of that, of those bonds is that he not possess any illegal drugs or alcohol. And on the violation of probation, I will not grant him a bond. Sir, you have to seek release from that case, from the judge on that case. Okay? All right, good luck to you. Mr. Kendrick?
Yes, sir.
All right. So on the new case, the 22 CF 1461980, I believe it came in with 5,000 on count 1, 4,000 on count 2. And I don't know if it had a bond on count 3, but I wrote 3,500. So I'm either staying it or granting that.
That's fine with the state, Your Honor.
Huh?
That's fine, Your Honor.
It was a no bond.
That'd be granted bond. It came in at none due to the charge.
Okay, so I'll give him 3,500 on that. However, on the violation of parole, there's no bond. On the violation of probation, there's no bond.
And Your Honor, state would ask for no contact with the victim, no return, and no weapons.
All right.
It's I was victim too. How can I press charge on the same victim that person?
Okay, sir.
I got marks and all.
Sir, you're free to do that, just not today.
I do, because the police officer, the escort, she said like,
Well, talk to your lawyer. I'm gonna.
it was like a party.
I'm appointing the public defender. Speak to your lawyer. So yes, in addition to the bonds I've granted, or that I stayed or granted, he used to possess no weapons, no firearms, no contact with any victim.
I don't mean.
What else? Was that it, Ms. Fleming?
I asked for no contact, no return, no weapon.
No contact with any victim, no return to the scene, no possess no weapons, no firearms, and on his violation of parole and
You
probation,
don't
there's
have to
no
address the
bonds.
parole. It's just the probation.
Just probation.
You don't have to address the parole.
Okay, I don't know. It says parole and probation.
Yeah, he'll be seen.
Okay.
later for that.
Then on probation, violation probation, no bond. All right. Are we ready to do 33 days?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, the first one I have is Everson 22 CF 13335AO.
Denied, and information was filed.
Okay, Walters 22 CF 13390AO.
Granted, notice non-filing.
Phillips 22 CF 13250AO.
Granted, notice non-filing.
Foraker 22 MM 7699AO.
Denied, and information was filed.
Nipshield 22 CF 13338AO.
Granted, notice non-filing.
Hugill 22 CF 13203.
13203. Denied, and information was filed.
Wait, Everson, didn't we already do Everson?
1335. 13335. Yes.
Well, this one says 1334. Does Everson have two cases?
That's for the bond hearing.
Well, no, it's a 33-day.
It's on the docket as a bond hearing.
Okay, all I'm saying is, the Norris Everson that we already addressed, the case number's 13335. I have a proposed order here for Norris Everson for 22 CF 13334. Is that case been filed on?
No, it has been no billed, but it was a bond hearing, so it should be granted, I guess.
Well, okay, so I am gonna, I'll grant this one. It says 33-day motion, does it matter?
I mean, it serves the same purpose, but it's not what it's on the docket.
I'm just gonna put it on the stack and let y'all worry about it. All right, Figueroa, 22 CF 13331AO.
Granted, notice non-filing.
Smith, 22 CF 13391 AO.
Granted, notice of non-filing.
Yem, 22 CF 13233 AO.
Granted, notice of non-filing.
And last but not least, Holbrook, 22 CF 13325 AO.
Granted, notice of non-filing.
All right, fantastic.
All right.
Okay,
11:45.
sorry?
Are we good with 11:45? It's an hour and a half.
Yeah, all right, so we'll be in recess. All right, we're on the record. Let's do announcements, please.
Taylor Fleming on behalf of the Office of the State Attorney.
Letitia George on behalf of the Office of the Public Defender.
All right, so we have some move-ups. First one I have is Hudson White. All right, are you Ms. Hudson White?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so you have a $250 bond. This isn't pleable, is it?
It is, but there's not an offer this time.
At this time.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna stay that bond at $250. Has the felony been filed on?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna find that they're sufficiently related, and I'm gonna revoke the bond on 22 CF 6, is that 6 or 8?
8.
8382 AO.
And
I am appointing the public defender to represent you. Good luck to you.
Your Honor, there is no action taken on count 3, so you're just revoking count 2, 1 and 2.
The Berg dwelling grand theft is all we filed.
Okay, I don't have all that. All I have is the one line. It does not tell me,
File.
It's just, yeah, just 1 and 2.
so
With no action on it.
whatever she had bonds on, I'm revoking, and no action on things that weren't filed. I wouldn't have any jurisdiction over that anyway, would I?
No, Judge.
I don't think so. All right, Mr. Lewis. Okay, it looks like the only thing I'm addressing is the felony case, correct?
Yes, the criminal mischief.
Okay, so, Mr. Lewis, you have a $1,000 bond on that case, and I'm gonna leave it at $1,000. I am appointing public defender to assist you. Did I already announce I checked all the probable cause, I found probable cause in each case? Ms. George, obviously subject to any argument you have, and appoint public defender in each case. All right, good luck to you, sir. Will this guy speak? Oh, no, I don't want WebEx, I want. This one says pleable.
Yes, Judge, there is an offer.
Ms. George?
Maroli to withhold.
Hello?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Jaime Sotomayor, certified federal interpreter, already sworn today. 1 second while I connect to the headset.
Thank you.
See? We are connected.
All right, Mr. Interpreter, this is Mr. Maroli, case number 22MM8489AO. Madam Prosecutor, I hear there's an offer.
Yes, state did convey an offer to Mr. Maroli of a withhold of adjudication, credit time served of 1 day, and no return to Chillers at 33 West Church Street. However, Mr. Maroli would qualify for PTD downtown if he decides he does not want to take the offer.
All right. Ms. George, did you have an opportunity to speak?
No, because he's
Oh, okay. All right, Mr. Maroli, you're here on a trespass charge. You have, if you wish to resolve this case today, you can enter a plea of no contest, which would waive your right to a trial, waive your right to be represented by a lawyer. The offer from the state, if you wanted to enter a plea, is a withhold of adjudication. You'd be credited for 1 day time served in the Orange County Jail, and you would not be able to return to the Chillers on Church Street. Other than that, you would pay your court costs, which would be $273, and I'd give you as much time as you needed to pay it. You don't have to accept that. You have every right to go to trial. You have a right to be represented by a lawyer. We will appoint an attorney for you if you cannot afford your own. And I also want to make sure you understand you are eligible for release on the pretrial release program. That means you would not, right? No? I'm wrong. I thought somebody told me that.
He would qualify for PTD downtown if he did not.
Oh, PTD. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I got my initials mixed up. I'm sorry, sir. What I meant to say is that you do qualify for diversion. Diversion is a program run by the state attorney's office wherein you do some community service, typically take a class, and if you do that, they'll dismiss your case. So you don't have to accept a plea. You're eligible for diversion, and you do have a $500 bond, which means you could bond out and speak with your lawyer about how to proceed. I just need to know how you want to proceed today.
I want to pay la fianza.
I'll pay the bond.
The bond?
Yeah, I'm a tourist here, so.
Okay.
No vivo aquí. Vivo en Argentina.
Yeah, I don't live here. I live in Argentina. I'm a tourist.
Y tengo mi familia, me está esperando en mi casa, en el hotel. Tengo 3 hijos y no saben nada de mí.
Un momento.
My family is waiting for me at the house, at the hotel, and I have 3 children, and they haven't heard from me.
Okay.
So just to be clear, do you want to take the state's offer and pay the court fees later, or do you want a bond?
Fianza.
The bond.
I'm not sure he completely understands.
Well, sir, Ms. George, would you be able to, if he gave you a phone number, try to have somebody contact a family member?
Yeah.
My concern here is the same problem we had with the guy from the UK. Are you going to ask for his passport to be surrendered?
Not on the trespass.
Okay. What if he fails to appear?
Trespass.
Okay.
A little bit.
Then that's fine. If he wants to bond, he can bond. All right, sir, can you put the headphones on? Sir? The headphones on. All right, sir, I'm going to just tell you, you can post that bond. You do not have to surrender your passport. However, the case is not over. I am appointing the public defender to be your attorney. So I would talk with them before you leave anywhere. Okay?
¿Puedo hablar con...?
Well, you can call their office, and they will have a Spanish speaker there to assist in translation.
¿Puedo hablar con ella ahora? ¿O sí? ¿No? Ok.
Okay, all right, thank you, sir. Not sure he understood what was going on. All right, Mr. Interpreter, the next case is Mr. Maradiaga, 22 CF 1463780. Sir, you have a $1,000 bond on this case. I'm going to leave the bond at that amount. I will appoint the public defender to assist you. I need to let you know that if you did post the bond, you may not be released because it looks like you may have a hold out of Polk County. Good luck to you. All right, the next case is, I think you say this, Kakak or COC? COC is the last name. Case number 22 CF 1460680. Sir, I'm granting you a bond of $3,500 on count 1. You have bonds of $500 on count 2 and count 3. I will leave those. I will appoint the public defender to assist you as well. Good luck to you.
Tengo, en la cartera tengo dinero, ¿será que lo puedo pagar eso?
I have money in my wallet so I can pay that. Will it be possible?
I'm not sure how that works. You'll have to ask the jail staff.
Okay.
Okay. Is that the end of Spanish? All right, thank you, Mr. Interpreter. That was our last Spanish.
Very well, Your Honor. This is Judge Johnson.
It is.
Okay, thank you very much and have a good day, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. All right, so is this Mr. Neal? All right, Mr. Neal, you're here for arraignment. 72 days on a Willis?
Yes, Your Honor, and the offer from the state to resolve.
Oh, I see.
I think he had other.
I understand why. Okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ms. George.
The offer from the state is an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, and court costs. And Mr. Neal would like to accept and enter a plea of no contest.
Are we going to, has anybody looked to see if this will habitualize him?
I did look earlier. I know he had, I believe, one from 2004. I can double check.
Well, then that's not going to matter.
That one, it's not within 5.
Okay.
I believe he had a.
I just asked if somebody looked. I didn't want to blindside the guy.
I did discuss that with him as a possibility, just in case we missed something, Your Honor, and he understands. However, I don't believe so as well.
All right.
He had a 22 withhold.
Well, withhold, was it county court or magistrate?
County court.
Okay,
Yeah,
so that
he
counts.
has this current one, he has. That's it. So this will be number 2.
All right. All right, Mr. Neal, can you please raise your right hand? You swear or affirm everything you say today should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can put your hand down. All right, sir, I'm told that you wish to accept the state's offer in this case and resolve it today. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, sir, I've been handed a plea form. There's a signature down here on the bottom. Is that your signature?
Yes, sir.
Did you read the form?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand the form?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions about this form?
No, Your Honor.
Because you read and understood the form, and hopefully you had at least a little bit of time to speak with Ms. George about the case, you do understand that this is a criminal matter. That means you have every right to go to trial if you choose. Force the state to prove that you did what they say you did, but because you're going to enter a plea today, the case is over today and we are not having a trial. That means you're giving up the right to a trial by entering this plea. Do you understand you're waiving that right?
I fully understand, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the advice you've gotten from Ms. George?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you currently on probation for any other case?
No, Your Honor.
Are you under the influence of drugs or alcohol today?
No, Your Honor.
You ever been diagnosed with a mental illness?
No, Your Honor.
Did anybody threaten you, coerce you, tell you had no choice but to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
And finally, whether it applies to you or not, do you understand that if you are not a U.S. citizen, entering a plea to a criminal charge would subject you to deportation?
I understand, Your Honor.
I will find that your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. You've knowingly and willingly waived your right to have a trial, and you've had assistance of counsel with whom you say you're satisfied. I assume you're entering a plea of no contest because you just want to resolve this. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'll accept the plea of no contest, adjudicate you guilty. Sir, just understand, this is strike two towards habitual traffic offender. My understanding is you have two in this, I think you said 22. So you need to be careful. You need to get your license back. Anyway, I'll adjudicate you guilty of the charge, sentence you to 72 days in Orange County Jail, give you credit for the 72 days you've already done. You are to be released as to this case. Is he getting out?
Yes.
Okay, so, sir, your court cost prosecution come to, are we doing PD?
No, Your Honor. He didn't have an attorney based on.
No, all right. So it's $273. My understanding is you're getting out now. If I gave you 6 months to pay, is that enough time?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so 6 months to pay. Do you have any questions about the plea you entered today?
No, Your Honor.
If you wish to appeal that sentence, you have to do it in writing in 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney for the appeal, one will be appointed for you. This one is now resolved. They will need to take your fingerprints, and then you'll be processed out.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
That's it.
Did you get these or no? Okay. All right, Mr. Ortiz Perez. All right, so we're reining him on the VOP.
Yes, Your Honor, we're going to enter a denial.
All right. So we'll enter denial, the VOP. Do we have a VOP date for 85?
January 19th at 9 o'clock in courtroom 4A.
All right. And PD's already been appointed.
Yes, Your Honor.
Anderson? Is this Pling?
No, Your Honor. No, I didn't see an attorney on here. So I just ask that you appoint and we can enter a plea of not guilty.
Okay. I'll go ahead and appoint the public defender, enter a plea of not guilty. Is she being held on something? I mean, why is she's not in here on this? Is a summons?
No, she has,
Usually don't have any charges, sir.
she has
Doesn't-
another case.
For nothing.
Miss Anderson, she currently has an aggravated child abuse, second-degree murder, aggravated manslaughter of a child.
Okay, but, okay, so this,
She's not currently being held on this charge. She doesn't have,
She's being
doesn't need a bond on it.
Yeah, I was here since December 8th, and today's.
all right. So I'm appointing the public defender, enter a plea of not guilty. We need a, I guess the pretrial date is January 13th?
Okay, it's going to be February 3rd at 9:30.
Oh. I was 61.
Oh, I'm in the wrong one.
When is it?
I don't know. Maybe they gave you new dates. I don't
Today's the 19th.
know. Don't worry about it.
Don't confuse me.
Judge, what happened? What's going on? I need to understand what's going on.
Well, you were here for arraignment on a battery charge. You're not being held on that. You're being held on other things. So I appointed the public defender's office. Ms. George is from their office. They represent you.
What does that mean, sir?
That means,
I've been in here. The reason I came to jail because they said that I murdered my son, but he
Stop,
suffocated.
stop, stop. Don't talk about that. But you're not here.
Ma'am, we are not addressing that. I don't believe it's.
I have a clean record. I am Carvisha Anderson. I've never been to jail.
No one said you had been.
So what is the battery for? I stabbed myself and I went to a mental institution. Now they put me in jail and that's what's going on. I'm supposed to.
Would you like a factual basis for the battery?
What happened to my son?
Would you like a factual basis for the battery?
Not really.
You're implicating yourself.
Ma'am, I would just suggest you speak with your attorney. That's fine.
The attorneys that go into
It's not my division.
this is being recorded.
Because I'm leaving.
Yes.
So where I'm going now.
No, because I thought I knew the dates. I've been given, since Star gave us those dates.
Someone's gonna have a battery.
I'm like, what? Ms. George, your office may want to look into a mental health eval, just saying.
Yes.
All right, Blue,
We refuse, Your Honor.
are we waiving?
Yes, Your Honor.
Entering plea of not guilty, I assume?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Division 80 is going to be January 26th at 9 o'clock at 9C.
All right. Gonzalez?
Your Honor, I was just informed that Mr. Gonzalez needs a Spanish interpreter.
Okay. Is there any offer on this or not?
No, Judge.
Good afternoon again, Your Honor. I'm Mr. Sotomayor, certified federal interpreter, already sworn.
All right, I apologize, I thought we were done, but we're doing arraignments now, and we have a defendant who needs your services. This is Mr. Gonzalez. He has the headphones on. The case number is 2022 MM 8405AO. Mr. Gonzalez, you're here for arraignment. It says PD. Have you already been appointed?
Yes, Your Honor, we're gonna enter a plea of not guilty.
All right. Sir, pursuant to your attorney's counsel, we are going to enter a plea of not guilty for you. We will set this for a pretrial conference on
February 3rd at 9:30 in courtroom 7C.
February 3rd at 9:30. Sir, my advice is that you get with your lawyer well before that date so that you can tell the judge how you want to proceed on that date. Good luck to you.
So I'm free?
No.
I don't believe you're being held on this case, sir.
Why am I being held then?
Sir, you have to ask your lawyer. The public defender's office represents you now. You can contact them through the, what's it called?
I gave him the form with the phone number on it, Your Honor.
Yeah.
I don't know what that.
Just contact your lawyer. They can answer all your questions, okay?
Okay.
All right. Any other Spanish, ma'am?
No, sir.
Okay. All right, thank you, Mr. Interpreter.
You're welcome, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Gonzalez Saxton? No, Gonzalez Saxton? Is that you?
Yes, sir.
All right. All right, sir, you have already been appointed to the Public Defender's Office. Ms. George?
We're gonna enter a plea of not guilty, Your Honor.
All right, we're going to enter a plea of not guilty, set you for a pretrial conference date.
Division 50, January 20th at 9 o'clock.
29 o'clock. Sir, I would advise that you speak with your lawyer well before that next court date. I'm assuming that they're in here on other stuff, right?
Sometimes, generally.
Well. All right, Ms. Langlays? All right, you've got charge of resisting with an officer without violence and battery. I'm going to appoint the public defender to assist you. Have you spoken to any of these or no?
I spoke to the ones that had offers, Your Honor. The,
Oh, okay, so not this one?
no, there's no offer. We're gonna enter a plea of not guilty.
All right. We're going to set your case for a pretrial conference. Division 81 will be,
February 3rd at 9 o'clock in courtroom 6B.
my advice is you call your attorney, speak with them about your case, okay?
He said.
Lockhart?
Yes, sir.
All right. Ms. George, you're already appointed to this case.
We're gonna enter a plea of not guilty, Your Honor.
All right, we'll set it for a pretrial conference in 63, which will be,
Wait, I have to change it.
Resisting a merchant.
So it's gonna be reassigned to Division 81.
okay.
It's gonna be February 3rd at 9 o'clock in courtroom 6B.
No, this is,
All right, so you'll be in Division 81 now.
go into more detail. This-
Pretrial, February 3rd, please get in touch with your lawyer before that date. Mathis? All right, already appointed PD, Ms. George?
Enter plea of not guilty. Is it a VOP?
I think it's a VOP.
Denial.
Oh, this is a VOP? All right, so we're gonna enter a denial.
What, this is a vehicle?
Hold on, let me check.
Is it?
We're gonna enter a plea of not guilty, Your Honor.
Just make sure.
It's not a VOP. It's not.
All right, so we'll enter a plea of not guilty then. We'll set it for a pretrial conference in 83.
It's gonna be January 23rd at 8:30 in courtroom 6C.
All right.
This is a different case. You're gonna have to call me.
McMillion?
You have more than one case.
All right, already appointed. Ms. George, what are we doing?
Wait, we're gonna enter a plea of not guilty, Your Honor.
All right, we're gonna set it for a pretrial conference 83.
January 23rd at 8:30 in courtroom 6C.
All right.
Next court date.
I will get in touch, call your lawyer, ma'am, about your case before your next court date. Mr. Penn?
Sir. Yes, sir.
All right, sir, you've already been appointed the public defender.
Where is he?
Why am I here, sir?
We're gonna enter a plea of not guilty on the criminal mischief, Your Honor.
All right, 61, that's gonna be,
1 second. Wait a second. It looks like someone just, like a few minutes ago, filed a no info. 1 second.
huh?
Someone just 6770. Someone, yeah, it just got no info, so there's no longer a case,
Oh,
Yeah, so,
like a couple minutes ago.
is he being held on something else?
yes. Yes,
Yes.
yes, he is, Your Honor.
Violation of probation and petty theft.
Okay, well, this case that you were here for today, apparently the state they're not gonna go forward on it. They no infoed it.
Yes, sir.
So,
Appreciate you.
so you know, this one's gone, but apparently you're being held on something else, so, you do have the public defender representing you. I'd just call them and ask them if they can figure out what's holding you.
Yes, sir. You have a great day. Everybody here.
Mr. Robertson. All right, previously appointed.
Yes, Your Honor. The offer from the state is an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, no return to 8001 South Orange Blossom Trail and court costs. And Mr. Robinson would like to accept an interplea of no contest.
All right, it's adjudication. Did we talk to Mr. Robertson about the enhanceability of petty theft?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, he understands that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. All right, Mr. Robertson, please raise your right hand and face me. Do you swear or affirm everything you say today should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can put your hand down. Sir, I'm told that you wish to accept the state's offer to resolve this case and enter a plea today. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Sir, I have a plea form in my hand. There's a signature on the bottom. Is that yours?
Yes.
Did you read the form?
Yes.
Did you understand the form?
Yes, sir.
you have any questions about the form?
I do not. I know everything pretty much. I need to know. So
All right, well, because you read and understood the form, and hopefully you had at least a little bit of time to speak with Ms. George about what's happening today, you do understand that this is a criminal charge, and that means you have every right to go to trial if you choose. And force the state to prove that you did what they say you did, but because you're gonna enter this plea, the case will be over today, and we're not having a trial. I know, you just gotta let me answer questions, okay, I have to go through it with you so we have a record, all right? So, because of all that, you do realize you're waiving the right to trial by entering this plea, correct?
yes,
All right, are you satisfied with the advice you've gotten from Ms. George?
yes, sir.
Are you currently on probation for any other case?
No, sir.
Are you under the influence of drugs or alcohol today?
No,
Ever been diagnosed with a mental illness?
no,
Anybody threaten you, coerce you, tell you had no choice but to enter this plea?
no,
And finally, whether it applies to you or not, do you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, entering a plea to a criminal charge would subject you to deportation?
yes,
All right, I'll find that you please freely and voluntarily entered. You've knowingly and willingly waived your right to have a trial. You've had assistance of counsel with whom you say you're satisfied. I assume you're entering a plea of no contest. Is that correct?
yes,
I'll accept the plea of no contest, adjudicate you guilty of the petty theft. Order you to serve 37 days in the Orange County Jail. I'll give you credit for the 37 days you've already done. You'll be released as to this case. You will pay your court costs, your cost of prosecution, assuming we're doing PD on this one?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And your public defender lien, all that comes to $323. Is he being released?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Since you're being released under this case, you will be out. So if I gave you 6 months to pay the $323, is that enough time?
that's plenty enough time. I can pay that less.
All right. So I'll give you 6 months to pay that. Also, you may not return to 8001 South Orange Blossom Trail in Orlando, Florida for the period of 1 year. Sir, do you have any questions? Did I say adjudication? If I didn't, I'm saying it now. All right, sir, do you have any questions about the plea you entered?
No, Your Honor.
If you wish to appeal that sentence, you have to do it in writing in 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney for the appeal, one will be appointed for you. They're going to take your fingerprints, and then you'll be processed out. Good luck to you.
Thank you. Have a good one.
All right, Mr. Barnes?
Yes, sir.
All right, you guys let me know if these all say pleadables. Let me know if they are.
I will, Your Honor.
All right. Sorry?
This one is not.
All right, all right. Mr. Barnes? I don't have the case number, but you're here on trespass and intimidation, threat with death, serious bodily injury. Anyway, you have a $1,000 bond on the trespass, and you have, can't even read my own handwriting, $1,500 bond on the second charge. I'm going to stay the bonds at that amount.
Your Honor, if I may, I got this job that I'm working right now, and I do not want to lose this job for everything that I got. I was just trying to see if any way possible, if my bond could be reduced, or either if I could be on pre-trial or something. I just want to keep this job. It's all that I got.
I understand.
And I want to be able to keep it. You could call my supervisors.
No, sir, hang on. He doesn't qualify for PTO?
No, Your Honor.
Your Honor, state has no objection to you reducing one as a subsidiary to 100.
All right, so I'll leave the trespass at 1,000. I will reduce the bond on the second charge to 100.
No.
All right? All right, sir, good luck to you.
It's still the same, 200.
Yeah, I got it.
1,500, but she's saying it didn't make a difference.
Ms. George, Mr. Montgomery's mental health, are we waiving?
Yes, Your Honor, there's no offer.
All right. His appearance is waived. He's got a $250 bond. I'll stay that.
And state would just ask for a no return.
Oh, yeah. No return to the scene. Oh, criminal mystery. Okay, no return to the scene. More?
This is a plea, Your Honor.
All right.
And,
For-
Your Honor, oh, go ahead.
For Mr. Moore, state did convey an offer of a withhold of adjudication, credit time served of 2 days, and no return to the Walmart on Cimarron.
And he would like to accept and enter plea of no contest.
Thank you.
Given that he's resolving, Your Honor, I would ask that you not appoint us to save him the fees.
Okay, do we have an address for the no return?
Yes, Your Honor, it is 3838 South Cimarron Boulevard. In the alternative, Mr. Moore would likely qualify for PTD downtown if he did not accept.
All right, Ms. George, did you chat with him about diversion, or?
Yes, Your Honor, I just wanted to confirm. He lives out of the state and he cannot afford a monetary bond. He doesn't qualify, looks like, for pretrial. So we're resolving the case.
All right, so, Mr. Moore, raise your right hand, please. You swear or affirm everything you say today should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
All right, put your hand down. Sir, I'm told that you wish to accept the state's offer to resolve this case today by entering a plea. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
I have a plea form in my hand, sir. There's a signature on the bottom. Is that yours?
Yes, sir.
Did you read the form?
No, sir.
No, we went over it, Your Honor.
Okay, so you went over it with Ms. George then?
Yes, sir.
All right, and after discussing it with Ms. George, you do realize that this is a criminal matter. That means you have every right to go to trial if you choose and force the state to prove that you did what they say you did. However, because you're going to enter this plea today, the case is over today, and we are not having a trial. That means you're giving up the right to a trial by entering this plea. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Are you satisfied with the advice you've gotten from Ms. George?
Yes, sir.
Are you currently on probation for any other case?
No, sir.
Are you under the influence of drugs or alcohol today?
No, sir.
Have you ever been diagnosed with a mental illness?
No, sir.
Did anybody threaten you, coerce you, or tell you you had no choice but to enter this plea?
Yes, sir.
And finally, sir, whether it applies to you or not, do you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, entering a plea to a criminal charge would subject you to deportation?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'll find that you please freely and voluntarily entered. You've knowingly and willingly waived your right to have a trial, and you've had assistance of counsel with whom you say you're satisfied. I assume you're entering a plea of no contest, meaning you just want to resolve it, not contest it. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
I'll accept your plea of no contest. I'll withhold adjudication. I'll order you to pay your court costs and cost of prosecution. That comes to $273. If I gave you 6 months to pay that, is that enough time? Do you need more than 6 months to pay the $273? How about a year?
That's fine.
All right, I'll give you 1 year to pay. You say 2 days?
Yes, Judge.
All right, sentence you to 2 days. Oh, wait, it's a withhold. Forget
yes.
the time, sir. Sir, for the next year, you may not return to the Walmart at 3838 South Cimarron Boulevard in Orlando, Florida. Do you have any questions about the plea you entered today?
No, sir.
All right, if you wish to appeal that sentence, you have to do it in writing in 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney for the appeal, one will be appointed for you. Even though it's a withhold, sir, they will take your fingerprints for identification purposes only. After that, you should be processed out if nothing else is holding you. Good luck to you.
Yes, sir.
All right. Is that,
Yes.
And then you have that other plea set, remember this date, 124. This one, you have a new plea set for that date. Credit time.
oh, McNutt, okay. We did Hudson White, right?
And I'll give you that new court.
I don't know, do you need that?
Okay, okay.
Okay.
I'm not sure why. I think it got out of order.
Yeah, it's for the trespass.
Based on the conversation, I'm guessing this one's plain.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yes, Your Honor, state did convey an offer.
All right.
Yes, Your Honor. The offer from the state was an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, no return to 4305 North Pine Hills Road, and court costs. Ms. McNutt would like to accept and enter plea of no contest.
All right, Ms. McNutt, can you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm everything you say today shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Oh, yes, sir.
All right, you can put your hand down. Shoot, I was gonna put the case number on here, but I don't have it.
I didn't have it, Your Honor. For some reason, I don't get the city.
That's all right. All right, Ms. McNutt, I'm told you wish to accept the state's offer and resolve this case today by entering a plea. Is that correct?
Oh, yes, sir.
All right. I have a plea form in my hand. There's a signature on the bottom here. Is that yours?
Oh, yes, sir.
All right. Did you read the form?
Oh, yes, sir.
Did you understand the form?
Yes, sir, I did.
Do you have any questions about this form?
No, sir.
All right, because you read and understood the form, and hopefully you got a chance to speak with Ms. George a little bit, you do understand that this is an ordinance, but it's treated for our purposes as a second-degree misdemeanor, and that means you have every right to go to trial if you choose and force the state to prove that you did what they say you did. But because you're going to enter this plea today, we're not going to have a trial. That means you're giving up the right to a trial by entering this plea. Do you understand that?
I understand, sir.
Are you satisfied with the advice you've gotten from Ms. George?
Oh, yes, sir.
Are you currently on probation for any other case?
No, sir, I'm not.
Are you under the influence of drugs or alcohol today?
No, sir, I'm not.
Have you ever been diagnosed with a mental illness?
In the past, yes, sir.
All right, is that something that impairs your ability to understand what you're doing?
No, sir.
So you are thinking clearly and this is what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
All right. Did anybody threaten you, coerce you, or promise you something to get you to enter this plea?
No, sir, they did.
And finally, whether it applies to you or not, do you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, entering a plea to a criminal charge would subject you to deportation?
Yes, sir, I understand.
All right. I'll find that your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. You've knowingly and willingly waived your right to have a trial. You've had assistance of counsel, whom you say you're satisfied. I assume you're entering a plea of no contest, meaning you just want to resolve it.
Oh, yes, sir.
Excuse me. It's adjudication, so are we doing time served?
Adjudication 1 day, yes.
1 day, all right. All right, I'll accept your plea of no contest. I'll adjudicate you guilty of the charge, sentence you to 1 day in the Orange County Jail, give you credit for the 1 day you've already done. She's to be released as to this case. This is the 223 plus 10?
Just 223.
Oh, just
223.
Just 223?
The city hasn't filed yet.
All right, I'll order you to pay the, whatever that is, the fine?
I think it's the court cost.
Court costs, okay, of $223. I'll take no action on the other case, so I'm assuming she's getting out.
Yes,
Ms. McNutt, is 6 months enough to pay the $223? You need more?
Yeah, I need more time, sir.
How about a year?
Yes, sir.
All right, 1 year, don't forget about it, though.
Okay.
All right, also, ma'am, you may not return to the, to 4305 North Pine Hills Road in Orlando, Florida. Any questions about the plea you entered?
Oh, no, sir, no questions.
All right, if you wish to appeal that sentence, you must do it in writing in 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney for the appeal, one will be appointed for you. Case is resolved. Good luck to you.
I can go home? Yes. All right, thank you, sir.
Atchison? All right, sir, you got picked up on a failure to appear warrant. It has a $4,000 bond. I'm gonna stay it.
Your Honor, there is an offer to resolve.
We're gonna plea it.
Yes, the driving while license suspended with a withholding court cost. And Mr. Atchison would like to accept an enter plea of no contest.
And from what I can see, he has no prior dualises.
All right. Are we doing PD or not?
No, Your Honor, he didn't have an attorney, and he's resolving the case.
Suddenly yawning. All right. Mr. Atchison, can you raise your right hand? You swear or affirm everything you say today shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? All right, sir, I'm told that you wish to enter a plea and accept the state's offer to resolve this case. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
I have a plea form in my hand, sir. There's a signature on the bottom. Is that yours?
Yes, sir.
Did you read the form?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand the form?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions about this form?
No.
All right, because you read and understood the form, you do understand that this is a criminal matter, and that means you have every right to go to trial if you choose and force the state to prove that you did what they say you did. But because you're going to enter this plea today, the case is over and we're not having a trial. That means you're giving up the right to a trial by entering this plea. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Are you satisfied with the advice you've gotten from Ms. George?
Yes, sir.
Are you currently on probation for any other case?
No.
Have you ever been diagnosed with a mental illness?
No, sir.
Are you under the influence of drugs or alcohol today?
No, sir.
Did anybody threaten you, coerce you, or promise you something to get you to enter this plea?
No, sir.
And finally, whether it applies to you or not, do you understand the idea that if you're not a U.S. citizen, entering a plea to a criminal charge would subject you to deportation? Do you understand that concept? All right, I'll find that your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. You've knowingly and willingly waived your right to have a trial, and you've had assistance of counsel with whom you say you're satisfied. I assume you're entering a plea of no contest, meaning you just want to resolve it, not contest it. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
I'll accept the plea of no contest. I'll withhold adjudication. I'll order you to pay the $301 in court costs and cost of prosecution. If I gave you 6 months to pay, is that enough?
Yes, sir.
Any questions about the plea you entered?
No, sir.
If you wish to appeal that sentence, you have to do it in writing in 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney for the appeal, one will be appointed for you. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Mike Cortez bonded, Your Honor.
All right?
He doesn't need the prints, right?
It's a withhold.
No, it's a withhold.
They were just checking, that's what I thought.
Brown?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Brown, you have a $150 bond on count one. You have a $4,000 bond on count two and a $150 bond on count three. I'm going to stay the bonds at that amount. I have appointed the public defender to assist you on this. Have they filed on 22 CF 11906?
Yes, Judge.
All right, so I'm going to revoke your bond on the prior charge. You'll have to have your attorney file a motion to be released on your prior case.
Tracy Charles, refused, Your Honor.
Waiving?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. $1,000 bond on count one, 100 on the remaining charges. I'll take no action on the prior case.
Say we just asked for a no return to the famous footwear.
No return to the scene.
Jackson Click bonded, Your Honor.
Okay. This guy was all over the news. Mr. Sear? All right, sir. This came in on a warrant. It has a $2,500 bond on count one, 500 on two, 100 on three, and 100 on four. I'll stay the bonds at those amounts. Also, if you do bond out, you're not to return to the pawn shop in question and no contact with any victim. And I am appointing the public defender to assist you. Ms. Gallo? All right, Ms. Gallo, you have a $2,500 bond in this case. I'm going to stay that amount. I am going to revoke your release in 22 CF 11687AO. You will have to seek release from the judge in that case. You have to seek a new bond from the judge in that case. I am appointing the public defender to assist you. Good luck to you. Ms. Gear? All right, Ms. Gear, you have a $1,000 bond on count one, 500 on count two. I'm going to stay those bonds at that amount. I will also appoint the public defender to assist you in that case.
You have a bond. You gotta pay.
Mr. Harris? All right, sir. You currently have a $1,000 bond on each count. I'm going to stay them at that amount. I'm assuming there's a request from the state for no return if he posts?
On the petty theft case, yes.
Yeah, all right. So, sir, if you do post that bond, you're not to return to the, I don't know what store it was, but anyway, to the scene.
Walmart.
It's the
Okay.
Walmart on West Colonial.
No return to the Walmart. I am appointing the public defender. Good luck to you.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Jones? Yes, sir. Sir, you have a $1,000 bond on count one, a $100 bond on count two, Oh, and that's in the 22 CF 14622. And 14623, I'm going to grant you a $1,000 bond in that case. I'm going to appoint the public defender to assist you. So, sir, good luck to you.
My name's Greg Matthews. I was hoping for like a pretrial release. I've always had a good record, like I always go to court, sir. Always go to court.
Okay, hold the phone. All right, sir. This came in on a warrant, and
I turned myself in.
There's two cases.
yeah. Well, no, both of them, well, yeah, they were two different warrants, you're right. And one had a $15,000 bond, that's the 22 CF 12887, and the 12890 has a $10,000 bond. I'm gonna stay those bonds. I am gonna revoke your, oh wait, did they file on the 22 CF 5464?
Yes.
Are the dates right? Did you check dates? Your Honor, I haven't checked dates to make sure that he was actually out on bond on this one when he picked up the two new warrants. It is
Oh,
filed on,
good point.
yeah, it is filed, but I didn't, one second. It should take just a minute.
I got you, no, I understand.
I'm going to court on another case.
Is it possible they served him here?
So on the out on bond, he was arrested 5/14 and he bonded. So 5/15, 5/17. You see, on which one?
See that 2022, oh, his out on bond. I mean, his 2022 CF 12887. It's saying November 4th of 2021.
So he wasn't out on bond on that one. Hold on, check one more. 12890.
Well, sequentially, it's later, so my guess is, but there's pretty close. It's probably not much later.
They're back in November.
Yeah, of 2021, so he was.
All right, so I'll take no action on the 22 CF 5464.
So I
All
can
right.
get a pretrial release, sir?
No, sir, you have bonds, but I am appointing the public defender's office to assist you. Mr. Miller?
Sir.
All right, Mr. Miller, you have a $4,000 bond on count one, $5,000 on count two, $2,500 on three, and $500 on four. I'm gonna stay those bonds. My note to myself was I wasn't taking any action on the underlying. I didn't find it sufficiently related.
And you appointed us, Your Honor?
Yeah, appointed public defender. All right, good luck to you.
Your Honor, would you consider treating some of these as subsidiaries? At least the,
State has no objection to you treating 3 and 4, but would ask that you stay 1 and 2.
Okay. I'll reduce count 3 to 100 and count 4 to 100.
you're welcome.
All right, Mr. Moore?
Yes, sir.
Okay, once again, folks, I think I'm only addressing the 22 CF 14629, correct?
Correct.
All right, you have a $1,000 bond on that case, sir. I'm going to stay that bond. I am appointing the public defender to assist you. Who did? Salesman? Salesman? Okay. Is this Mr. Scipio?
Ask for a reset on three.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, there's no.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we had no, we were already talking about this one, no PC as to the
That's
trafficking.
to three.
Hang on. You know what? Ian, I think I'm gonna need the affidavit on this one. All right.
There was no wait, Your Honor.
Yes. On count three, the officer writes within the affidavit that there was approximately 20 to 25 pills.
Oh, wait, you're talking about PC for the,
For count
the
three.
trafficking?
Yes.
Not for the stop?
Yes.
You said yes, you said no.
No,
Yes,
yeah,
we're
yes,
both on
not.
the same page, for the trafficking, Your Honor, not the stop.
Okay, all right.
The officer puts no weight. He mentions another officer and there being a supplement. However, we do not have that supplement. I'm assuming the weight is in that
Yeah,
one.
did somebody weigh it?
I'm assuming it's that the other officer's supplement, since it seems like he's the one who dealt with finding the drugs.
All right, so what's the state?
State's just asking for a 24-hour reset. But the state has no objection to you staying the bond, so in the event Mr. Scipio does want to bond in the meantime, he can. But in the alternative, he'll be seen tomorrow with or without a supplement.
Ms. George?
The same, Your Honor. That's exactly what we were requesting.
So you want me to stay it and,
Oh, no, I would
and
like.
recall him for tomorrow?
Because it's gonna be hard because of the trafficking.
I wasn't even driving. I wasn't driving. I just told my uncle, take me to.
I understand. Your Honor, I would ask that you consider at least reducing the $200,000 bond, considering the fact that he has no criminal history, based on what I can see. Never been in trouble. So I would ask that you consider reducing the 200,000 to at least 50 at this point, Your Honor, or less, given he has no history. And if he doesn't bond, he can be brought back here.
Okay. Ms. Fleming? You've already made your recommendation. Hold them over or stay the bonds.
Or, Your Honor, if you are inclined to reduce, they would ask that you just cut it in half. I believe.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. So if we hold them over and you get the report and the guy weighed it, okay, then we don't have an issue.
For the bond schedule.
If the weight doesn't come in right, then the bond schedule may not apply. So I think what I'm inclined to do is reset it for tomorrow. The state has, I can give them an additional 24 hours, sir, to essentially provide the not the proof, but the
Additional information.
yes, thank you. I want to be careful calling it proof, to give me the additional information that supports that high bond that you have on count 3. So I will stay the bonds. I mean, you can bond out. I understand that one would be very expensive. But in the event that they cannot supply that information within the time limitation, then, there's an argument that, they can't support that count.
And given that the state has no objection to reducing to 100,000, could we at least do that, Your Honor?
Yeah, that's fine. All right, so I'll reduce count 3 to 100 from 200. I will ask the clerk to recall this for tomorrow and give the state 24 hours to supplement. I don't see anybody else, so Mr. Walker is not coming?
Mr. Walker's behavior, Your Honor.
Are we waiving?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so I'll leave it at 2,000 on count 1 and 250 on count 2.
State would ask for no contact with the victim.
Yes, no contact with the victim. Possess no weapons, no firearms. Is there no return?
I don't believe so.
Okay. All right, no contact with victims, no weapons, no firearms. And is that it?
That's all that I have.
Okay, we're adjourned.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Lara Bretaña, certified Spanish interpreter, previously sworn.
Good morning, it's Judge Onsevich. I'm doing first appearances over at the jail. I have Mr. Germán Reyna Barron, 22 CT 4357. Could you please ask him if he can hear you?
Señor, ¿usted me escucha? There is contact, Your Honor.
Thank you. Good morning, sir. Can you please say your name?
Buenos días, señor. Por favor, diga su nombre completo.
Germán Reyna Barrón.
Germán Reyna Barón.
Thank you. Mr. Reyna, you were arrested for driving without having a valid driver's license.
Señor Reyna, usted fue puesto bajo arresto por conducir sin licencia válida.
I've read the affidavit and there is probable cause.
Leí el documento acusatorio y determinó que existen indicios de criminalidad.
I'm going to ask pretrial release if anything comes up in the search of your name.
Ahora le voy a preguntar al programa de libertad provisional si cuando hicieron una búsqueda de su nombre arrojó algún resultado.
ATR.
Your Honor, between 2009 and 2013, 3 times for no valid driving license, 4/22/2020, no valid driving license, he was found guilty on that. And this year, 6/1/2022, no valid driving license. It's unknown because we could not find it in benchmark.
Sí, su señoría. Entre el 2009 y el 2013 tuvo algunas acusaciones por conducir sin licencia válida. También el 22 de abril del 2020, una acusación de conducir sin licencia válida en la cual fue encontrado culpable, y también una acusación de conducir sin licencia válida del 1 de junio del 2022. No conocemos el resultado de esa acusación.
Mr. Reyna, how long have you lived in Kissimmee?
Señor Reyna, ¿cuánto tiempo lleva usted viviendo en Kissimmee?
Tengo 18 años.
Approximately 18 years.
Okay. Your bond is set at $1,000.
Se concede fianza por la cantidad de $1,000.
Based on the history of similar type charges.
Esto por su historial de acusaciones similares.
You are not to voluntarily leave the Central Florida area.
Se le prohíbe marcharse de manera voluntaria del área de Florida Central.
Without authorization of the court.
Esto sin autorización del juzgado.
You may not drive until you have a valid Florida license.
Señor, se le prohíbe conducir hasta que no consiga una licencia válida del estado de la Florida.
Do you need a public defender?
¿Necesita usted un abogado de oficio? No.
Okay, next court date.
La fecha de la próxima audiencia.
Jail arraignment, December 29th, 8:05 a.m., courtroom 4A.
Vista incoatoria en la cárcel, 29 de diciembre a las 8:05 de la mañana, sala 4A.
Arraignment, January 19th, 9 a.m., courtroom 4A.
La vista incoatoria el 19 de enero en la sala 4A.
So if you're still in jail, then next week during jail arraignments.
Muy bien, señor. Si usted está en la cárcel la semana que viene, ahí se celebrará la audiencia durante el día de las vistas incubatorias en la cárcel.
But if you post your bond, then your next court date's in January.
Pero si usted presta la fianza, entonces la próxima audiencia será en enero.
And you'll get a copy of that.
Le van a entregar una copia de esto.
Thank you.
Gracias.
And that's all we had for Spanish. Thank you to the interpreter.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All righty. Ralph Carden. Thank you. Good morning, sir. What's your name? Thank you. Mr. Carden, you were arrested on a warrant out of Manatee County. It came with a $7,500 bond. So if you can post bond, you can get out of Osceola. If you don't post your bond, then we'll call Manatee and they'll come pick you up, okay? Thank you. Johnny Fryer. Thanks. Good morning, sir. Please say your name. Thank you. Mr. Fryer, you were arrested on a warrant for fleeing and eluding with lights and sirens active. The judge who signed the warrant found probable cause. PTR, did you look this one up?
Yes, ma'am.
He doesn't qualify for any
No,
type
ma'am.
of PTR, correct?
No, ma'am.
Other legal constraints?
Yes, ma'am. He has, Polk County.
And what's his history?
How far you want to go back?
Any other similar fleeing, eludings, any failures to appear, anything violent?
Okay. I think this was like 2000 failure to appear, 2005 failure to appear, fleeing and eluding. 2010 fleeing and eluding. 2015 failure to appear, sell marijuana and possession of cocaine.
Based on that, Mr. Fryer, your bond is set at $20,000. Do you need a public defender? PD will be appointed provisionally. Next court date will be on demand.
On demand.
Thank you. You're welcome. John Charles McGowan. Thank you. Do you want these back? You want me to just keep them in a pile? Okay. Good morning, sir. Please say your name. Thank you. Sir, you were arrested on a warrant, bench warrant for failure to appear. Looks like Judge Young set your bond at $0. Do you need a public defender?
Yes.
PD will be appointed provisionally. Next court date?
Raymond, January 9th, 8:45 a.m., courtroom 5F. Your Honor, he also has another case. I'm sorry.
Oh, is this one? I'm sorry, yes. The second one, you have another bench warrant for failure to appear for Judge Epperson, and that bond is $2,500. And that arraignment will be, or next court date, I should say.
Jail Raymond, December 29th, 8:05 a.m., courtroom 4A. Or Raymond, January 17th, 8:30 a.m., courtroom 5B.
So next week, because I don't know if you'll be out on the felony warrant before next week, so they'll transport you for arraignments on the misdemeanor during jail arraignments next week. Thank you. And we'll appoint the public defender in both cases. Kevin Rivera. Thank you. Good morning. Please say your name.
Kevin Joel Rivera. Good morning.
Thank you. Mr. Rivera, you are in custody on trespass. Let me just look at my notes where I put this. Trespass of an occupied structure. I've read the affidavit. There is probable cause. PTR, any history?
Yes, ma'am. 2021 battery, this side of Polk County, he's on probation for that. And it looked like Guam, criminal trespass, Virginia DUI 2014 hit and run, Ohio 8/2022 domestic violence theft, Massachusetts 2020 wrongful interference with operation of MBTA vehicle, 2021 this out of Massachusetts DUI reckless operation of vehicle, lights violation, speeding, rate of speed exceeds posted limits.
Thank you. Mr. Rivera, how long have you been in Florida?
2 months approximately.
Are you staying here or were you just like passing through?
I'm staying here because of probation. I'm trying to get my probation transferred to Alabama.
Okay, so are you going to stay here for the time being?
I'm trying not to. I'm trying to transfer back to my home of Alabama.
Gotcha. All right. So bond in this case will be set at $1,000 and you may not return to the O'Connell Lodge. If you have belongings there, you can go back one time with law enforcement to get whatever might have been left if you had a room there before, but you're not to have any contact with the employees that doesn't involve law enforcement being with you, and do not possess or consume any alcohol. Do you need a public defender? Thank you. Your next court date will be?
On demand.
On demand. That means they'll let you know. So if you do leave, you should give us an address. The one that we have is 613 Seminole Road. If that's not a good address to send your paperwork to, please fill out a change of address so you don't miss your court date.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Next court date will be on demand, you said.
Yes.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Your Honor, I just want to confirm no contact may return one time, no possession of
Alcohol, no possession or consumption of alcohol. Yeah. Christopher Kahn. Good morning, sir. Please say your name. Thank you. Mr. Kahn, you were arrested for driving on a suspended license with knowledge as a third or subsequent offender. I've read the affidavit and there is probable cause. PTR?
2019, April 2019, he got possession of marijuana. He was found guilty. Dwellers from another state, driving without license, and he was found guilty in that on 2019 as well.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Khan, based on what I've read in the affidavit, and based on the nature of the charge, your bond is going to be stayed at $2,500 plus pretrial release, no driving without a valid license. Do you need a public defender? Yeah. PD will be appointed provisionally. Next.
You want to bond with PTR instead of direct?
Bond with PTR.
Okay, thank you.
On demand.
Thank you. Olan Rewaju Adekanbi. Good morning, sir. Please say your name. Thank you. Mr. Adekambi, you were arrested for possession of paraphernalia, and there is probable cause. PTR?
He have no history here in Florida. California, 2018, DUI, no valid driving license. Reckless driving, which he's on probation for 3 years, and that was done in August of 2022. Georgia, February 2022, disorderly conduct, unknown the outcome of that one. In 2007, possession of weapon out of New York.
Where is he on probation?
In California.
Okay. So you don't qualify for pretrial release in this case. Your bond is going to be set at $500. Do not return to the Central Florida Sleep Center. Do not possess or consume any illegal substances. Do you need a public defender, sir?
Yeah, and I will be contacting my own personal lawyer at the same time.
Okay, then I'm not going to appoint the public defender till you let me know which one you want, but when you're ready, let me know.
Public defender, and those records which you got.
I'm sorry, sir? All right.
Correct.
Public defender will be appointed provisionally. He'll have to fill out an affidavit. Thank you. Next court date.
On demand.
Thank you, sir. Renee Alexander. Thank you. Good morning. Please say your name. Thank you. Mr. Alexander, you were arrested for domestic violence battery. There is probable cause. PTR, any history?
He has no history, Your Honor.
Okay. He qualifies with bond,
Yes,
correct?
ma'am.
All right. Bond will be set at $500 with pretrial release. No contact with victim who is listed as your sister. You could go back to the residence one time with law enforcement to get your personal belongings. Do not possess any weapons or firearms. Do you need a public defender, Mr. Alexander?
Yes.
PD will be appointed provisionally. Your next court date?
On demand.
Thank you. Lori Jo Beecher. Good morning. Please say your name. Lori Beecher. Thank you. Ms. Beecher, you were arrested for trespass. I read the affidavit. There is probable cause. PTR?
2016 ag battery, 2017 battery domestic violence, 2019 dwellers, resisting officer with violence, trespass, 2020 dwellers, 2020 again VOP, failure to appear, 2021 burglary, and out of Minnesota DUI.
Does she qualify for MH PTR?
She qualified for
I know for
direct.
regular, direct, but I mean, is the other version of PTR, any indication that that might be applicable?
We didn't see anything, her history with, for.
That would suggest that? Okay,
Yes,
thank you.
ma'am.
So, Ms. Beecher, it says in here that you don't have a stable address, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Where do you receive any kind of mail or?
Through the Hope Center.
Okay. And, trying to think of a way to ask the question I want to ask without making it sound like I'm trying to get you to admit something, because I'm not. I'm actually just looking for information, but I guess I won't ask it because it's hard, the public defender, I think, could understand. It's hard for me to allow for an assist order because this isn't really an area that, I don't know how to explain it, but anyway, it's alleged to have been like a homeless camp area. So to say whose stuff is whose, I don't know. I don't know how she's gonna resolve that if she has stuff that's there, if it hasn't already been moved or touched or whatever. I guess she could ask for an assist order if she feels that there's stuff there she has to retrieve. I'm gonna release her pretrial release. She does qualify for direct PTR, but I'm gonna order that she not go back to this area behind 1549 Tangelo Circle. And do you need a public defender, Ms. Beecher? PD will be appointed next court date.
On demand.
Thank you. Christopher Falcon. Thank you. Good morning. Say your name, please.
Christopher Falcon.
Thank you. Mr. Falcon, you were arrested for felony battery domestic and possession of paraphernalia, and there is probable cause for both. PTR?
The only thing that we have for him right now is 2021 battery on an officer, firefighter. And it falls up on a juvenile case. And he's on probation, 1 year, 6 months probation on that. And he was adjudicated guilty in 2022.
And that's where the other legal constraint is?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, Mr. Falcon, based on what I read in this affidavit, your bond in count 1 will be set at $2,500. Your bond in count 2 will stay at $250. You don't qualify for PTR, but I am going to say you may not have any contact with the listed victim. I understand it may be your parents' house, but for so long as your parents allow her to stay there, you can't go back there. So, no return. One-time assist with law enforcement is permissible. No weapons or firearms. And no illegal substances. Do not possess or consume any illegal substances.
Judge, just to avoid what I would imagine is going to be a motion to modify the no return, could we make it a maintain separate residence as opposed to the no return? And that would ensure that he does not reside with the victim?
Sure. If you think that language is going to be easier for this to be followed, for him to follow the court's order, I don't have a problem with saying maintain separate residence. If she vacates the house, or if his parents say to her she needs to leave, and she's not living there anymore, then he can go back there.
Perfect, thank you.
All right, sure. And I'm sorry, did he say he wanted a public defender? Okay, do you want a public defender, Mr. Falcon? PD appointed next court date?
On demand.
Thank you. Frank Guzman? Thank you. Good morning, sir. Please say your name. Thank you. Mr. Guzman, you were arrested for possession of a controlled substance without a prescription. I read the affidavit. There is probable cause. PTR, any history?
Yes, ma'am. He have 2006 to 2011 possession of cocaine, failure to appear, VOP, 2012 dwellers, 2019 dwellers, 2020 battery, DV, 2021, 2021 is out of Tennessee, manufacturing, delivering, sale, controlled substance, and he's on 5-year probation for that, and he's here on the interstate for probation, so Florida is handling his probation.
Have they been notified?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
And that's it, ma'am.
All right. Sir, your bond is stated $2,500. Do not possess or consume any illegal substances or any substances not specifically prescribed to you. Do you need a public defender? Yes. PD will be appointed next court date.
On demand.
Thank you. Jose Baez? Thank you. This is a reset. I guess we're in the reset pile now. Good morning, sir. Please say your name. Thank you. Sir, you were arrested for tampering with evidence and possession of paraphernalia, and there is probable cause. PTR?
2007 to 2011, robbery, sudden snatching with a firearm, possession of drug paraphernalia, criminal mischief, 2017 VOP, possession of cocaine, possession of heroin, drug paraphernalia, 2017 trafficking heroin, sale of counterfeit substance, 2021 resisting officer without violence, robbery, sudden snatching, battery, false imprisonment, domestic battery, In 2021, possession of meth. In 2022, he's out on PTR on Dwellers, 22 CF 2708.
2078?
2708.
Oh, 2708.
Yes, ma'am.
In Osceola.
Yes, ma'am.
When did he bond? Or when was he released on that?
Okay, he was, PTR, he was released on PTR on 9/21/2022.
And that case is still open?
Yes, ma'am.
State, do you have that information as well? I didn't bring my laptop down, so I can't get into the computer right here. 22 CF 2708?
I do, Your Honor. I have that is before Judge Young and that he is set for a pretrial conference on January 25th.
So charges have been filed?
Yes.
All right. So, Mr. Baez, in the case that you have in front of the court today, that you are arrested for, your bonds will be stayed, 2,500 count one, 500 count two. I'm revoking your PTR in 22 CF 2708, setting it at 0. Do you need a public defender?
Yes.
PD will be appointed. Next court date?
On demand.
Thank you. Welcome. Christopher Hazley. Thank you. Thanks. Good morning, sir. Please say your name. Thank you. Mr. Hazley, the first case you have is a KPS for failure to appear at arraignment. Judge Young set that at 0. The second case you have is for violation of probation, and that the affidavit has been filed, and there is probable cause. That will be set at 0 as well. Do you need a public defender? PD will be appointed. Your next court date?
For 22 CF 2526, arraignment December 28th, 8:45 a.m. courtroom 4F. For 21 CF 1571, BOP arraignment January 9th, 8:45 a.m. courtroom 5F.
Thank you.
He has one more VOP, 21 CF 2870.
I don't have that one, do we? Only have those other two. So if there's an affidavit on there, then I can unview it, but I don't have my computer.
You want to unview it, PTR?
Yes, because they kept missing it yesterday.
Let me ask the state if you can look up that case number. What does PTR believe that case number is?
21 CF 2870.
2870? No.
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
showing that he is on probation in that case.
Yeah, VOP, yes, ma'am.
Yes, effective 36 months probation, effective June 27th of 2022.
Okay, but these two things that I have him on the docket for today are not new law violations. So I can't, based on these two things,
And I don't
give
have,
him an on-view VOP.
and I don't have a VOP affidavit.
Okay, so I'm not gonna take any action to that last one. He may have been violated, then he'll have to be set on another calendar for a first appearance.
Okay.
These aren't new charges where I can just find him VOP. These are already for other reasons. All right, thank you. That's all for this morning. FYI, and I apologize in advance, we're starting IAs at 11 tomorrow. So please let your respective offices know.
11 or 11:30?
I thought it was 11 tomorrow.
Okay.
I could do 11:30 if it's already.
Do 11 if you need.
We'll do 11:30. Leave it, if it's already at 11:30, leave it at 11:30. That's fine.
Okay.
I can set it for 11.
Thank you. All right, we are adjourned.
Thank you, our court will be adjourned until tomorrow morning at 9:30.
Well, for me.